Welcome, beloved. Welcome to the first moment of the best of your life. I am Astarius Miraculi, and today my subject is sexual energy and healing. Sexual energy and healing. So often we don't really see the correlation between sexual energy and healing energy. The same energy that makes babies and brings erotic pleasure is the same energy that gives vitality to the body, heals the body, and creates everything on every level. Sexual energy is healing energy. And it's time that we demystify sexual energy and that we undemonize sexual energy. Yes, there is a great deal of misuse of sexual energy in our world, a great deal of sexual abuse, and yet the misuse and the abuse is not the definition of sexual energy. Sexual energy is defined by sacredness, by purity, by creative expression. And it's very important that we be harmoniously aligned with that energy. First and foremost, it's important that we have a harmonious relationship with sexual energy within our own body, independent of what we're doing with anybody else with that energy. When we are in harmonious alignment with that energy, when we welcome that energy, when we are so safe in the feeling of sexual energy and even the feeling of sexual desires, even when we don't have a physical outlet to dance with someone else with that energy, that our alignment is so harmonious that even intense sexual desire with no outlet to fulfill it with another becomes its own version of fulfillment, because that energy then is reminding us of our access to creation force. The same energy that makes a baby can give vitality to the body, can manifest a car, manifest a house, manifest an up-leveled quality of personality expression. It is the energy of creation force. When we have negative feelings toward the energy of sexuality, that we then create a situation of being creatively blocked. If you judge the energy that creates, you'll not be the powerful creator that you can be. It's also very important that we understand the different levels of sexual abuse. Sometimes we think of it just as the treacherous kind of physical abuse that can come at a beloved, at a being. But there are subtle forms of sexual abuse as well. For example, if you hate the sexual abuser, then your hatred becomes a means by which sexual abuse as an energy is expanded, because hatred is simply feeding negative energy into negative energy. When a parent finds their little child masturbating and they spank that child and scold them, this too becomes a form of sexual abuse, because the parent is becoming violent with the little one based upon that discovery, that exploration of self-discovery. So we have to learn sacred ways of addressing this energy, of teaching our children and recognizing the beauty of this energy. This is the means by which we've all earned our incarnation. We could not be in these bodies were it not for the sexual energy. When it comes to we've all stumbled and fallen here and there, made mistakes with regards to sexual energy. It's important that we be forgiving of ourselves relative to that energy and forgiving of others relative to that energy. We want to believe in the possibility of redemption for even the most horrible user or abuser of sexual energies. If we believe in the possibility of redemption, then we deposit a very meaningful deposit in their soul bank that's going to accumulate interest until such time that they evolve to readiness and can make that withdrawal and begin to exemplify that energy. We want to see the peacefulness of this energy, the innate purity of this energy, that is defined by its innate purity and not the negativity. Also, it's important to recognize the difference between sexual attraction and sexual intention. Sexual attraction is raw chemistry. Sexual intention is what you do with that energy. Sometimes people have them wired together and feel that if I admit to feeling this sexual attraction, it means that I automatically have the intention to act it out. But that's not necessarily the case. You know, one of the things that sometimes comes up in the healing arena, sometimes there's a chemistry of sexual attraction that will take place between the one giving the healing and the one receiving the healing. Now, it's very important that a healer keep things in perspective and not go into that place, you know, of inappropriate interaction, you know, with a client. But sometimes the energy is going to come up, because sometimes you encounter people with whom you feel the sexual chemistry. So if the chemistry comes up, then you don't want to judge that energy. You want to recognize the innocence of that energy, but keep the energy in perspective. And sometimes we have some growing up to do. I know I, as a healer, have had times when I felt that energy come up in my body. And even though I didn't go full on in the acting out of that energy, maybe I had too much fun in the enjoyment of that energy as it moved through my own body. So it was a matter of learning how to hold space for that person, you know, and to also, keep it, you know, within that sacred boundary. Sometimes as a healer, you know, I've experienced, you know, where a client has invited me to a full-on experience, you know, and then, you know, I declined, but I declined in such a way that I didn't judge them or make them wrong for asking me to that experience. But I knew it wouldn't be a healthy experience for them or for myself. But it would also not have been healthy if I would have shamed them or wronged them for making that request. You know, it's important that we don't make each other bad or wrong because we ask for this or that thing or feel this or that attraction. You know, there's a lot of sacred work that we have to do with this energy of sexuality. It's a pure energy. It's a beautiful energy. It's a creative energy. It's always woven with spirituality. You cannot separate spirituality from sexuality. They're innately woven together. And when we recognize that divine oneness of sexuality and spirituality, then we're able to come into that place of being the powerful creators that we can be, and we will understand and resonate with the innocence of that energy. You say, Father, Mother God, into your heart I deliver my conscience so that I will always remember and exemplify your gift of divine innocence. I do this on behalf of all, and the light of eternal forgiveness shines through us. We are eternally innocent. Let us find the resonance of the innocence of our sexuality and the ways in which our sexuality is connected to spirituality and can be an agent of amazing healing.